Cool, we're live. Welcome, everyone. I'm trying to be quick and concise, so we're really going to get right into this. We're going to go through, we're not going to get right into it, but we're going to look into a case that I thought was very interesting. I'm trying to look at this from a educational lens so I can see what we can learn from this case. Some of the what I would call warning signs, red flags that you can spot if you're in a relationship like this, for example. And yeah, that's really what I'm trying to do here is see, because in my opinion, there were multiple spots when I was listening to this where I feel like there were red flags that could have been avoided, and I'm wondering why weren't they? So hopefully we can also look into why do people, when they experience red flags, tend to stay in relationship instead of leave it. And that's what I'm trying to understand. So hopefully we can have a conversation about that. Before we do, I do want to make you guys aware, Malayya, who won the karaoke competition on IDGAB a month ago, we asked her what she wanted as a prize. She did not say money. Phew. Not few. Sorry. Anyway, she did not say money. She said apparently she is participating in a competition that I'll put on screen now. So she is a professional karaoke doer, as of lately. And she's a semi-finalist in something called Karaoke Knockout. Um, and she's in 5th place. So she just wanted us to vote for her. She wanted specifically, I think, me, Kay, and Themis to vote for her as a prize. But I have an audience. And since she performed in front of an audience, I feel like it would be fair to at least put word out there. Really, Themis should be doing this because Themis has the audience, and that's the audience that she performed in front of. So I feel like that's the audience. That's a big audience. So that's all I'm saying. But she's in 5th place, and it is the last day to vote. We have 2 hours and 57 minutes. So a little under 3 hours. It ends at 7 p.m. Pacific time. What is that in real people time? Can I get an Eastern Standard? Anybody? Hold up. That is 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I put the link in the description of this video. I'm also going to put the link in the chat if anyone's interested in going to support. Voting is free. You are able to donate as well. So you get 1 vote for free per day, or you're able to donate money if you would like to buy votes. You don't have to buy votes. The votes are free. I would encourage you to, because I'd like to see her win. What she wins is apparently she goes to Hollywood and she's going to compete with other singers for $10,000 and I guess some exposure. She's going to be voted by some judges that have some clout. So I would love that for her. That's a good gift, I think, that she chose. A good prize that I think she chose for winning the competition. So thank you for voting, Love Mari. Yes, we are talking about something serious, but we're going to keep it under 30 minutes, promise. So yeah, if you are buying votes, by the way, please let me know. Send me a DM on Discord, or you can send a DM to my email. Let me see. There's my email, or you can send it to my Instagram. Just send like a screenshot of your receipt or whatever, and I will match your donation. Yeah, so I'll share that again once we're on the end of the stream. So before we get into our main case, today's probably not a good day to get into the side cases. I wanted to talk about some things that I'm seeing on at the barber shop. We're not going to get into it, but I just...
You ain't gotta do all this, man. You sure? You know nobody don't cut hair like me. Don't do that. Don't do that, Jamal. Just cut my hair. You done. You good down there too? You ain't gotta do all this.
I don't know where this barbershop is, what barbershops y'all are going to. I don't recall this being a thing in the barbershops that I go to, but we do like to talk about the Black community and Black men's struggle on this channel. And I do think it's important that sometimes we put ourselves in other people's shoes and understand them. So I think this was important. But the thing was, I saw this right
if
after.
you give me something like this.
You can go ahead and go. Yeah.
What do you mean?
We ain't doing that like that at hit, man.
Not like this?
Nah. Hey, hold on, bro.
Why? I was wondering if you give me something like this.
You can go ahead and go. Yeah.
I do think that was interesting that these two were played back to back. And right before that,
you know what?
No, that's not it. There was another thing, but we're not going to get into it today. I don't think today is a good day to get into it. He's a content creator. It's fake. Hey, bro, I got this great idea for a video. Okay, you sit in this chair. I'm going to straddle you. All right. Got it. It's a content creator. My bad. I didn't understand. Thank you for clearing that up. So the title of the video we're going to be reviewing today is How Two Fake Influencers Slowly Turned to Murder. Let's separate what we just watched from this. Let's do that. Yeah, let's separate that. Because Love Mari asked, are we talking about something serious today? And we are. So, welcome Sipster, by the way. Crystal, welcome. Chrissy. I'll put a timestamp in the comments after this post in case people just want to get directly to the review. So I'm going to put this on screen. The title is How Two Fake Influencers Slowly Turned to Murder. It's 26 minutes and 42 seconds long. I'm going to put it on 1.25. Put that bad boy on 1.25. This is from Coffee House Crime. If you guys are interested in going to watch this video without commentary, I'll leave a link in the description.
Is already aware that some social media influencers live a life of secrets and deception. But what if I told you that one couple was so cripplingly deceptive that they ended up killing one another?
Let me know if you guys can hear it, by the way.
When Keianna and Ronnell Burns tied the knot in 2015, the celebration was filled with luxury. There was choreographed dancing, top-of-the-line food and service, and everything was professionally recorded for the whole world to see. What they didn't know...
Was that the actual wedding? Because I love everything about that wedding. Hold up.
Top-of-the-line food in 2015, the celebration was filled with luxury.
I like this. I know it's not like extremely big. I was going to say it's not flamboyant, but I think it's a little flamboyant. But I like it.
There was choreographed dancing.
Wait, what? Not on my stream.
Top-of-the-line food and service, and everything was professionally recorded for the whole world to see. What they didn't know, however, was that years later, their battered and bruised relationship would no longer be possible to hide. A fact that one of them in particular could not bear to become a reality. And tragically, it would end in the most violent way possible. Welcome back to...
Let me know how you guys think this ends in the comments, by the way. I want to see. Hold up. I'll put a quiz. Not a quiz. What's it called? I'll put something in the comments for you guys to leave your thoughts, and I'll periodically review it.
Coffee House Crime, folks. My name is Adrian, and today you will see just how fake people can be online. Within this video, we're looking at the horrendous marriage of Keianna and Ronnell Burns, and how their massive egos would slowly eat each other apart. By the way, if you're new here, I post videos like this up to 2 times a week, so if that does sound like your kind of thing, please consider subscribing. And now with that said, please grab yourself a coffee, and let's caffeinate while we investigate.
Also, be sure to like the video on your way in. It helps the algorithm.
This is the case of the Burns family.
Welcome to Atlanta, folks. As the capital of the Peach State, Atlanta is brimming with fun things to do. It also played an essential part in the Civil War and the 1960s Civil Rights Movement, so it's no surprise that this city is filled with cultural and historical significance. If you don't mind humid hot summers and enjoy mild winters, lots of green space, good food, and millennial vibes, then Atlanta may be a great place for you to live.
Do you think those barbers that we just watched were in Atlanta? Never mind.
That is, of course, if you can stomach its higher than average crime rate. In fact, the violent crime rate stands at 2.5 times higher than the national average. Either way, crime rate aside, let me tell you, the people of Atlanta were not ready for this story. Things in your life, good and bad, can change overnight, and sadly, this happened for the Burns family. On November the 6th, 2021, a distressing call was made to the authorities. Atlanta Police Department responded to find a married couple dead in their own home. It appeared that one of them had murdered the other before taking their own life. Keianna Burns, aged 44, and Ronald Burns, aged 46, were home alone when, just before 9 p.m., Keianna shot her husband and then herself.
This story, much like any other murder, was an unbearable tragedy for everyone around them, especially for...
First, have y'all guessed correctly so far? Because that surprised me when I heard it. Let's continue.
The 8 children they left behind. Keianna and Ronnell were well known in the area and even online. The so-called power couple owned several businesses together and appeared to be very well off. This included a salon, a barbershop, and several online consultancies. And to add to that, the couple would often share their relationship online. Now, despite having 8 children, all 8 of them were thankfully out of the property at the time of the murder, and there were no other fatalities. But many questions did arise from their deaths, because for so many people, this made no sense whatsoever. I mean, they were madly in love with each other, had multiple kids, and successful businesses. And as far as anyone knew, they had no enemies either. So, how did this end in homicide-suicide? It was quickly established that Keianna shot her husband and then took her own life. And so, with that information, what exactly transpired to force such a tragedy? Well, as always, I'm here to tell you that story. But first, I'm warning you, you better buckle up, because this one is absolutely wild. But
all right, let me put my seatbelt on. Let's do it.
First, let's travel back in time and cover the basics.
Beginning with Keianna, she was born on September the 15th, 1977, and spent most of her young childhood living in Missouri. Keianna knew that she wanted more from the life she was born into, and so, after graduating from high school, she decided to study cosmetology. After enrolling into the local beautician school, resilience helped her start strong.
She looks very gorgeous, by the way.
She was deft with her hands, a quick learner, and, most importantly, already knew how to network with other beauticians. Shortly after completing her training, she took her newfound skills and began her own cosmetology business, eventually naming it Critique Designs Beauty.
Where do y'all keep seeing this nipple? I have not seen a nipple on here. Am I tripping? Well, I'm not going to go back.
And barber salon. Now, despite having no official business training, Keianna was very savvy, and it didn't take long for her local community to catch on to her high-quality work. Over the years, she built up a network, first through family and friends, and then throughout the St. Louis community. And slowly but surely, over the next 20 years, her business became one of the most successful hair salons in St. Louis. With her full roster of...
Okay, let me take some notes. So she graduated high school, went to cosmetology school, started her own hair business, which grew to be very successful and well known in Atlanta. Just making sure we understand the people we're going to be discussing today and how they might be alike or different, which you guys will see once you get into the video.
Of employees at her 2 locations, and an even more extensive list of clientele, Keianna's business was literally booming. Moving over to the husband, Ronald Burns was born on May the 14th, 1975.
Now, they're not about to put that gorgeous woman up here on our screen, and then I believe Coffee House intentionally chose this picture. I'm not going to comment further. I'll just hold my comments to myself.
He was tall, naturally athletic, and, at least in his own mind, was also a savvy businessman. Ronald attended fashion high school.
Why did he say in his own mind, at least in his own mind, he's a savvy businessman? This is my first viewing of a Coffee House video, by the way. So I don't know if this... Anyway, in his head, he was a good, savvy business guy.
Where basketball played a big part in his life. He competed in the 1994 state championship and was also known to be a committed and competitive player. Perhaps it was his competitive spirit that pushed him to look for ways to better himself. While his wife Keianna was busy excelling in her own business, Ronald turned to multi-level marketing companies and other business scams to get himself off the ground.
So she graduated high school, furthered her education in a post... Is it called postgraduate? I think postgraduate. No, postgraduate is master's, right? I'm pretty sure. Not high school. Postgraduate is when you already have a bachelor's and you go to... No, I think that's post-second. Hold on, let me see. Post-secondary. So she pursued a post-secondary education. succeeded in her ventures into entrepreneurship and ran a successful business. Apparently, he got into MLMs. I think he said multi-level marketing scheme. If you guys don't know what that is, it's difficult for me to explain what it is. I don't know how to articulate it, but it's kind of scammy.
It was undisputable that despite his proclivity for shady work, Ronald knew how to network and build his circle. He tried everything to get ahead.
That makes sense, by the way. If you're in something like multi-level marketing, you know, I'm going to call it an upside down triangle scheme. Let's call it that. I don't know if there's like already a word or phrase to describe what he was a part of, but let's call it an upside down triangle scheme, right? Because the triangle, no, a right side up triangle scheme, because let's say someone sits at the top and then he'll be on the next level and the person from the top recruits him and he goes to recruit other people and they go to recruit other people. And, you know, have you ever been hit up by someone in your Facebook DMs? I'm just trying to make y'all understand if y'all don't. And they're like, oh my God, you have to join this Forex. I don't know what it is with Forex and people trying to, I know Forex is a legitimate market that you can trade on the foreign exchange, but when people are hitting me up about Forex, you got to invest in this, but you got to pay for this course. But look, if I get you on, I get a bonus, and then if you get 3 people on, you get a bonus, and then if they get anyway, I'm just saying, I'm just articulating all of this because I think it's true. You have to be, to be successful in this line of work, which I assume is like sales, you have to be charismatic and able to sell something to someone. So
ahead for shady work, Ronald knew how to network and build his circle. He tried everything to get ahead, and would even begin preaching Christianity at his own company, named For Glory's Ministry, to build his community and get his own name out to as many people as possible. So, this is where it begins to get interesting. But Keianna was not actually his first wife. It was only back in the year 2014 that Ronald was bankrupt and in a loveless marriage. He was unhappily married to Mrs. Avis Burns, and while he may have looked clean-cut and successful on
clean cut and successful. This is what it looks like. All right, let's go.
On the outside, the reality is that many of his previous business ventures had failed. In fact, Ronald would meet his first wife only after trying to scam her.
Oh, there it is right there. I knew we were going to find it. No one who wears a suit with a t-shirt and a baseball cap is a professional. You're not about to convince me. You are not about to convince me. Because you had to pick this. I don't even want to talk. I don't even know what his shoes look like. Probably some Jordans. You are not about to convince me that this man went to his closet. What can I wear to stand out? The pink suit with a button down and tie? No, I need to mix it up. T-shirt. No, this isn't enough. If only I had a baseball cap. Oh, yes. And then walked outside, you know, a salmon suit. Anyway, sorry.
Into one of his business ideas, which thankfully she declined at the time. Despite this, the two continued to message each other until things slowly heated up. At the time of meeting Avis, Ron—
Wait, I know I didn't just hear that. So he tried to scam her, and then when that didn't work, they started talking romantically. Let me see.
Ronald was the two scam her into one of his ventures had failed. In fact, Ronald would meet his first wife only after trying to scam her into one of his business ideas, which thankfully she declined at the time.
Okay, so he tried to scam his first wife, not the woman we're discussing today. And when that didn't work, they continued talking and then got together.
This, the two continued to message each other until things slowly heated up. At the time of meeting Avis, Ronald was already in another relationship. However, due to fate, or perhaps to his newfound interest in this new woman, that relationship quickly came to an end.
Why is every sentence about this man something to talk about? So he met his first wife by trying to scam her. Luckily, she did not fall for it. Unluckily, she fell for him. However, too bad for her, he was already in a relationship. But good for her, he didn't care about the relationship. Bad for the woman he was in a relationship with. Or maybe good, because she lost this man. And is that really a loss?
And now, with that out the way, the two were finally free to see one another. However, despite 4 years of marriage and having 2 children together, cracks slowly began to form in their relationship. By the year 2014, they took to reality TV to broadcast their issues, which eventually led to their messy situation being shown on the American TV show Divorce Court.
She was telling me when we got back home, I have a 7-year-old daughter that's not with her, that live with her. But she was telling me to find a babysitter for my 7-year-old daughter. I'm like, what do you need a babysitter? You a stay-at-home mom in my head. But I'm like, okay, maybe she want to get out with the girls or whatever. But I read this Facebook, she trying to get me to get a babysitter so she can go over some guy's house. And when I read all this, I'm like, what's going on? She's like, oh, I'm just going over the guy's house. We weren't gonna do nothing. I'm like, y'all, you going to his house to play bingo? You gonna play spades? Because you don't need to go to his house to do that.
Now,
Hey, Alicia, happy Thursday. I would like permission to use one of your videos, by the way, the one you did on how the natural hair community failed us, basically. I was going to use that in a video that I'm making about lip gloss and just natural hair generally. So I just wanted to make you aware.
Now, I won't pretend that Ronnell was an innocent victim in this story, because, quite frankly, he was a real narcissist who routinely hurt others. During this TV show, he openly admitted to cheating on his wife, and although it's not actually known who it was with, many speculate it was already with Keianna. His ex-wife was also fairly swift to reveal that.
So he left his first girlfriend for his first wife. What was that phrase I heard? Don't let your wife stop you from finding your girlfriend, which apparently he didn't. So he left his first girlfriend for his first wife. He left his first wife because he alleged she was cheating. I believe he was cheating in this relationship. It went in his first marriage, by the way. But allegedly he was cheating on his first wife with this woman who would become his second wife. Got it. Y'all are dating men who leave their first wife for you? Y'all are dating men who leave their first girlfriend for no.
That he was terrible with all financial decisions. I mean, apparently, he couldn't hold a full-time job down and ran her credit cards into the thousands. Ronnell gravitated towards Keianna after this. After all, she was a real go-getter and, unlike him, had a real business under her belt.
Why does he keep, who is this man? I'm just waiting for us to get to the serious part. He's doing the introduction, and I forgot how sad this man's life is. So apparently he's failed in all his business. He's failed in all his relationships and marriages. He's pretty much a scammy pyramid scheme person. And he meets this woman who has her life together, has a post-secondary education, has a successful business, and is very well put together. And he, as this man put it, gravitated towards her. Interesting. It sounds like someone saw a lick or a bag that they could get.
For Keianna, well, she was attracted to his confidence, his swagger, and his ability to build a network around him. The two genuinely believed that they could build an empire together. And so, with that in mind, his next serious relationship was born.
soon enough, the two were married, and on September the 13th, 2015, their families officially became one. And as you
This will be such a cute photo. Were we not about to discuss some of the most horrifying details ever? But let's continue.
can probably imagine, no expense was spared at their wedding. The two rented a fancy reception hall.
Am I tripping, or does he look better than in his first photos? So that what I heard about women getting together with a man and then fixing him up, like he looks so much younger in this. This is the 8-minute 40-second mark. Let's go back to the first photos we saw of him. Where's that pink suit? Where is that pink suit? I don't know. He just looks tired in this one. Just tired. Like a sigh. Here we got some glasses. Okay, glasses. I see you. There we go. Now let's go back to 840. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe there's no difference. I'm just saying he looks younger and happier to me personally. Like, look at him in this photo. He looks younger than he was in those photos, but this is years later. That's crazy.
families officially became one. And as you can probably imagine, no expense was spared at their wedding. The two rented a fancy reception hall, invited everyone they could think of, and ate, drank, and danced late into the night. And with two absolutely massive egos, you bet they had to make a huge deal out of it. From an outsider's perspective, Keianna and Ronnell appeared to be an unstoppable force, blending two families effortlessly entering into joint business endeavors together. Now, initially,
Joint business endeavors. That's interesting because this man's history is scamming and unable to keep consistent employment, and her history is success. So when we say joint business ventures, I wonder what that means. Let's find out.
Keianna's money and Ronnell's expertise seemed to be a winning
Keianna's money and his expertise. Hold up.
Endeavors together, full force, blending two families effortlessly and venturing into joint business endeavors together. Now, initially, Keianna's money and Ronnell's expertise seemed to be a winning combination.
Does that sound like a winning combination to you guys? When you say Keianna's money and his expertise, no, she has money and also expertise and also a successful business under her belt and also an education and also finances. So when you say her money and his expertise is a match made in heaven, what expertise are we talking about outside of scamming, which apparently he's not good at if he's unable to consistently keep his MLM jobs?
Yet, as time elapsed, all of their business ventures would eventually collapse, ultimately leaving only Keianna's cosmetology business afloat.
Wow, just one sentence later? We didn't even get a whole paragraph. Just one sentence later. Yeah, they did joint business together. Unfortunately, every business they did together besides her hair salon failed. Interesting. What is the common denominator in all of those other businesses that's not in her first business? I'll give you a hint. It's on the screen now. Anyway, so I'm successful. This man comes into my life and everything I touch fails. This is what I believe is, okay, this isn't what I believe is the first red flag. The first red flag is he left. I'm going to talk from the perspective of this woman, right? Because she might not know that he allegedly cheated on his first girlfriend and left for his first wife. But she does know that he left his first wife for her, allegedly. This is the first red flag, because what makes you think that the man who left his girlfriend for his first wife and left his first wife for you is about to be good in this marriage? Professional suit wearer. Professional suit wearer, professional job hopper, professional business ruiner, professional marriage leaver. Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Now, despite Ronnell's lack of financial contribution, he would project an air of success. Their social media...
Sorry. There was nothing worth laughing at there. I apologize.
Painted a picture of luxury and happiness, which in consequence masked their actual financial struggle.
Chocolate Beauty, maybe you can come up a little bit later. I do believe that, I think I saw maybe another comment from you earlier. I'm not sure if it was from you or someone else, but yep, it was from you. I do believe that what the man in this video is describing is a pyramid scheme. I do believe what this man who's on the screen now was involved in is a pyramid scheme, and what you're describing now to me sounds like a pyramid scheme. But I'm always open to education. I'm not like familiar with these businesses, so I'm not going to talk down on them. Okay, I'll put a link down once we're finished with this video.
And that's because behind the facade of marital bliss and affluence lay the damning reality of their own financial instability. I've said it before and I'll say it again, but social media is a monster that takes no prisoners. Those who feel the need to float their success and luxury are usually the most insecure of people, right next to those who feel the need to post a selfie every single day. And no surprise.
Disagree. Posting a selfie every day is fine. I don't think that's conceited. Flaunting a lavish and luxurious lifestyle even that I think is fine, but I think that person is probably more likely to be insecure. Flaunting specifically, which can be an ambiguous definition, to be fair, but flaunting specifically, I can't think of a single person I know who has all these Ferraris. Y'all remember that rapper or somebody named Hush Puppy? And he had all these foreign cars. He had all these nice mansions and all these money spreads on his Instagram. And we found out he was embezzling like $2 billion or something crazy, 200 million, or let me see. Let me Google it instead of making something up. Nigerian influencer Hush Puppy jailed for US and money laundering. He used to flaunt. This is what I would call flaunting. Like, he used to post all his nice cars and be like, oh my God, this is blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Nope, they don't have any more pictures. Hold up. Let's see. Not he's looking at, is he looking at himself in Forbes? I don't know. Like, look at this luxurious plane. I'm on my private jet flying. This is an image from his now deleted account. Financed his extravagant lifestyle through online hacking schemes that netted more than 24 million. I've never seen someone who's posting a luxurious lifestyle, an extremely luxurious lifestyle, and they're not scamming. Look at all these nice cars. Look at this nice wardrobe I have. This dress costs $10,000. Y'all can't afford it like me. This is what I believe is someone who's insecure. And I believe they're scamming generally. I ain't never seen Elon Musk come online talking about, look at this Ferrari I got. I've never seen Jeff Bezos do that. Let me show y'all how appropriately earned money is. Let me show y'all what it looks like. This is a TikTok I saw that says, so this is how rich people laugh. Did y'all catch it? Let me play it one more time. What are the comments? The search is how poor people laugh. I'm not about to look at that. That is a stress and debt-free laughter. Their laugh charged me rent. Every ha is heard. The clapping, definitely 800 credit scores. I just got approved for a loan with this sound. The camera guy has well over 600,000 in savings. They laugh in Times New Roman. We all just got taxed. Poor people laugh has wheezing. Anyway, what a delight. Add laugh. It's the laugh of financial freedom. All I'm saying is I don't see people like this flaunting their luxurious lifestyle online. They just be playing golf and wearing some average clothing. So, and when I say legitimately earned money, I do believe that Elon and other people who are like billionaires are not earning their money ethically, but I would say they are legally, probably taking advantage of legal loopholes, but they're legal loopholes. So yes, Dita, laugh in Times New Roman got me. That laugh is very comfortable. I've never heard that in real life.
Surprise, the Burns couple were no different. Their happy facade was actually paper thin, and only just thick enough to fool those looking in to be filled with envy. For example, on May the 6th, 2020, Keianna posted on Instagram to say, "Listen up everyone, so yesterday, my husband decided to surprise me with this, a Maserati Levante. My life is unbelievable." Other posts included expensive nights out, family photos outside of their large home, self-righteous captions, and her posing in expensive outfits with her hair, makeup, and nails beautifully arranged. On the flip side, Ronald would constantly post about his business ventures, simultaneously portraying his endeavors as wildly successful. The couple would also behave as devout Christians.
I also don't trust people who have like vague business on their, like Hush Puppy, who I just showed you guys, showing this lavish lifestyle. But what does he do? Wait, what does he do? He never posts about his work. He never posts how he makes money. That's interesting. Where's all this stuff coming from? I don't trust that. My business is really, really reaping what I sowed. What business? You ain't never got on here and talked about a single detail from your business. That's interesting.
often referencing Bible passages and acts of Jesus that related to whatever post they uploaded at the time. It didn't stop there either. The couple would also post pictures inside their luxurious mansion, showing off their wealth and family life in full to the public. Pictures posing in front of the house, on vacation, with cars, or at fancy events. It was all there for everyone to see. However, the reality of the situation was far from what they posted, and despite their best efforts to appear as successful influencers, behind closed doors, the two struggled more than anyone else around them.
What a surprise. The people who were flaunting a lavish lifestyle acquired through vague memes are actually not having a good time behind closed doors. Interesting theory.
For his own part, Ronald had been working for Primerica for several years now, a well-known marketing insurance company that preys on lower to middle-class families. He was...
Uh-oh. Charlotte, you're going to have to explain this. Let me rewind it.
Actually now around them. For his own part, Ronald had been working for Primerica for several years now, a well...
Oh, no. Primerica? Uh-oh. Chocolate Beauty? Is that what you... Primerica, you make your money by getting your state license as an agent and go to work. Primerica, you have to put in the hours. The top is there to train and develop you. Can't be lazy with business. This does sound like the people who were in my DMs talking about something that I feel like is an MLM.
No. For his own part, Ronald had been working for Primerica for several years now, a well-known marketing insurance company that preys on lower to middle-class families. He was actually quite infamous for trying to rope his friends, family, and even members of his parish into this scheme in an effort to build his status. When the money did come in, his income was never enough to keep the family afloat. In fact, divorce courts back from 2014 show that he couldn't even afford $250 monthly payments. But now, in this new marriage with Keianna, Ronald had access to her business and, sadly, of course, all of her money. In his overconfident and dysfunctional mind, Ronald believed that...
Why is this man dragging him? This overconfident, dysfunctional mind he had. Whoa.
All he needed, of course, all of her money. In his overconfident and
all of her money? Hold up.
Afford $250 monthly payments. Fact, divorce status. When the money did come in, his income was never enough to keep the family afloat. In fact, divorce courts back from 2014 show that he couldn't even afford $250 monthly payments. But
so before he met this woman, another red flag that she could have seen prior to marrying or even being in a relationship or dealing with this man in any meaningful way. Number one, he was on divorce court. I'm not about to marry someone who was on TV. If you were on Maury, Jerry Springer, if you are on any of these shows and you are not the person who was victimized, no, thank you. Because why am I marrying the man who went on court and said, I can't even afford to pay $250 a month. I'm struggling so much. Why would I, as a successful entrepreneur, as this woman is, right? Not me. I don't entrepreneur anything. But why would I deal with this man who, number one, is getting a divorce while he's talking to me? And number two, can't afford the $250. And okay, I guess maybe people aren't looking at people's divorce records, but how can you flaunt this lavish lifestyle when we can go into public court records and see that you can't afford $250 a month? Either you're cheap or you don't have it. Probably both. But luckily, she has money for him to use.
But now, in this new marriage with Keianna, Ronald had access to her business and, sadly, of course, all of her money. In his overconfident and dysfunctional mind, Ronald believed that all he needed to do was to use Keianna's money to lift himself off the ground. And
ouch, that sentence hurt me. Like, that literally pained me. All he had to do was use her money to lift him up. Because I feel like he probably said that to her. I can't verify that, of course, but I can imagine them having a conversation. Because the way Coffee said, oh, earlier in the beginning, she had the money and he had the brains. I can definitely see this man who works at what people are calling an MLM and see him saying, look, all you got to do is invest in this and I'm going to go and sell it to him and we're going to double our investment. All we need to do is sell it to one person and we're going to double. That's our rent for the month. I can definitely understand I can definitely see in my mind this man having that conversation with her. I can't prove that it happened, but in my mind, it happened.
And if he was able to do that, then he could propel both of them further up the food chain. And so, with dollar signs in his eyes,
not both of us, baby. If you just take care of me, once I get it, I'm gonna take care of both of us. We both gonna shoot up.
Ronald used his wife's hard-earned money to finally fund the business ventures that he had always dreamed of. Soon after this, his social media pages showcased his financial consultancy companies, 2 of which were named Six Figure Ambition and Legacy.
Financial consultant. If you're going to have a, well, I'm not going to call this a fake company. I don't know that it's a fake company. But financial consultant doesn't feel like something you would do as someone who is using a successful woman's finances to secure your own lifestyle and your own business ventures that you keep failing in repeatedly throughout your life, even before you met this woman. And even now with access to her money, you're still failing over and over again. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give people financial advice. So you're going to destroy more people's lives because these people are about to go. These people about to take your advice. Or wait, actually, because what if he's talking to men and he's like, yeah, all you need is to find a successful woman. You don't even got to pay bills. I don't even pay my bills. My wife is always, she has all the money, and all I have to do is tell her, baby, I'm going to get up out this rut one day and I'm going to take care of both of us. And she's going to pay that bill every time. So maybe he is able to give people financial advice because he seems to be living a very nice lifestyle off of someone else's back. Notice their like appearance. What mark are we at? 12:35. Somebody write that in the chat, please. Notice their appearance, like notice their lifestyle after he meets her, right? Suddenly he starts, I'm not about to say dress well. I'm not about to say that. But compared to what we saw prior to meeting her, where's that salmon suit? I need to bookmark that so I can go right back to it. Compared to before he met her.
Beginning with,
where is it? Compared to before he met her, it feels like he had an improvement in his style and his finances all off of her back. This is the 6 minute and 30 second mark. Got it. For future reference. So maybe he can teach some other men how to use a woman for her finances so he can level up while draining her and everything he touched turns to dust.
Ambition and Legacy Financial Solutions, and depicted his family living in the upper echelon of success. Many of these photos online showed the couple posing with merchandise and attending many conferences, peppered in with apparently dozens of legitimate testimonials from happy customers. However, it does not take much digging to realize that these posts were not telling the whole story. Because in reality, all Ronald was actually doing was sucking his wife's beauty business dry of money, using all of the finances she had built over the years to fund his crackpot advisement firms. While this may sound like
I just clicked a random spot. Hold up. I don't like what I just heard, by the way. Sucking all of her money out.
In with apparently dozens of legitimate testimonials from happy customers.
Dozens of legitimate testimonials from happy customers.
However, it does not take much digging to realize that these posts were not telling the whole story. Because in reality, all Ronald was actually doing was sucking his wife's beauty business dry of money, using...
Yes, Dita, that does sound like a parasite.
All of the finances she had built over the years to fund his crackpot advisement firms.
Hi, I'm Ronald Burns, and this is my love.
Now, before we continue, what can we learn here about... I am a big proponent of keeping finances separate in a marriage. I feel like people should have a joint account that they put all their stuff for major bills in, and maybe like people like to set aside money for their children's college or for big house renovations or something, right? Maybe we should put this stuff that is joint in a joint account, and then we should have our finances separate. Maybe I shouldn't connect my business, which is very successful, to this man who, what was his occupation? Somebody said earlier, professional suit wearer. professional suit wearer, wife cheater on her, a relationship leaver, professional. What can we learn here? Let me see what y'all are putting on the quiz, because I asked the quiz and it won't let me open the quiz to see what answers y'all are giving. It won't let me open it. So I'm going to end the Q&A and make a new one. This will remove all the questions in the questions list. I can't see the questions. Oh, I can see it now. Excellent. Cool. Let's continue.
Wife Keianna Burns. Today we're going to talk to you about entrepreneurship and how it greatly benefited our life.
For those that don't know, my husband and myself, we've been entrepreneurs for the last 20 years. And our mission is to bring you guys along to become successful entrepreneurs as well.
And in being in business over 20 years, guys, one of the fundamental things that we believe is that you should never spend all of your business time building somebody else's business.
How can you stare at a camera and lie? Like, this is a genuine question. Yeah, she doesn't have to lie, by the way. She is a successful entrepreneur. How can he stare at the camera? Or she is lying because she's talking about he's successful. What successful business? Like, how can you sit down and, like, there are so many steps. You have to come up with this idea, write a script, sit down, turn the camera on, set it on the tripod, walk around to the seat, sit down together, give the statement, go look at the footage, edit it or reshoot it, post it on. Like, it's so many steps. How don't you feel like dirty when you do something like this? I'm a successful entrepreneur. I can give you all the financial advice you need. I can teach you how to open your own business. Maybe it's like a silver, is it called a silver tongue or a sly tongue or something like that? I said I would teach you how to start your own business. I didn't say anything about being successful. Like, is it like technicalities that he's using to, like, am I missing something? Because I feel like I can't do it.
Should be in a position of leverage income where you make money that doesn't require your time, because you only have 24 hours in a day and you spend it all.
Leverage income where you can make money that doesn't require your time. So you mean like marrying a woman and using hers instead of like having your own. Got it. Maybe he does know what he's talking about.
If you're 24 hours building another man's business, you'll never own your own that you can pass down to your kids. We look forward to teaching.
Now, it's important to remember that Ronald and Keianna were not young adults with no responsibilities. And between them, they were not responsible for just 1 or 2, but 8 children. Despite the pressure to address their financial situation more realistically, they were unwilling to compromise their public image as a thriving power couple. For Keianna and Ronald, their identity as an ultra-successful couple was deeply tied to their pride and their self-worth. That is how everyone knew them, and at this point, they would do anything to keep that facade. They truly believed that they could fake it until they made it. Comments found on their YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram were filled with people commending them as a powerful couple. With hard work, ambition, and faith, you can do it too.
Quickly, for those who can't answer the Q&A, I put a new one up. It looks like you have to actually click on the top of the chat and go to the question section to answer, possibly. I don't know.
That was the message they constantly pushed to their audience. It is obvious that both Ronald and Keianna were too full of themselves to ever face the reality of their worsening situation. In fact, their arrogance would even go as far as to self-produce a fake reality TV series, in which they aptly called their show Meet the Burns.
I know this man didn't record his own intro. Hold up.
America, you ain't gonna want to miss this. This is my wife, Keianna.
So Tubi's not even original. Tubi's stealing people's idea, because this is giving Tubi to me.
Mrs. Bird?
Hey, this show is gonna start and it's gonna be exciting. Hey, son, you all right? Hi, baby, how you doing? Every single episode is gonna be exciting, full of action, impact. We talking big business. We talking about big family. Meet the Burns. Get off my couch. You know better than that, right? Hey, so like I said, we're gonna be touching from every angle: business, family, business. Hey, now you know, give away the Kool-Aid and carpet do not mix.
Now, despite this, whatever money Ronald was managing to make was quickly swallowed by their over-the-top lifestyle and
Now, if you're on this man's Instagram, where apparently he's flaunting his luxurious lifestyle, and you see this video, is this giving successful entrepreneur? Is this energy, this aura, is this giving I'm rich and wealthy, financial genius, business starter? Is that what this is giving? Because this looks like Tubi to me.
their desire to appear as something they quite simply were not. In fact, their spending habits and absurd lifestyle got them to the point that...
What is he wearing? I just realized this. What is this? What is with this man in suits and not wearing a suit, an actual suit? Let me put a suit coat over my jeans. What? Y'all, these people are out here. These people are real. Y'all need to watch out. That was a red flag. That should have been the first red flag. That and people who wear all jeans, like jean jacket, jean hat, jean jeans, jean shirt, jean underwear. They make jean everything, apparently. I found that out when I was in Texas.
By the end of 2019, the two were entirely over their heads. On December the 19th, 2019, Keianna and Ronnell Burns officially filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. In this type of bankruptcy, the couple had to liquidate some of their assets to discharge the debt that they owed. In the end, they ended up forfeiting nearly $20,000 of their own personal belongings. And while this may sound like a decent chunk of change, the debt they were facing was actually far more significant. Over the 4 years of their marriage, Keianna and Ronnell had racked up over $500,000 of debt. Not even Keianna's beauty business could pull them back from this ledge, thus leading them to file for bankruptcy. As the fire raged below, burning their finances
and he finally took it down. Now the debt accrued has even sucked everything out of her business. She can no longer keep them afloat.
and livelihood. Above deck, Ron and Keianna sailed on as if nothing was wrong. The two continued to portray themselves as a happy family.
I'm trying to see from her perspective why, because I'm trying to understand this thing, because it feels almost like a cult. Like you'll see people who are sucked into these weird sects of whatever, and you wonder to yourself, how did you get in this? And then when things start getting weird and creepy and like bad, I'm gonna say bad, like objectively bad for you, how do you stay? Is it like a creep? So it gets a little worse and you're like, okay, but it's not too bad. Then it gets a little worse, then the little worse, and you're like, oh, it's not too bad. Then it gets a little worse, then the little worse, then the little worse. And it just keeps getting a little worse. There's not a major jump. So by the time you are, what did he say, 300,000 in debt? That's not a big deal to you because, oh, it's just a little more than the 250,000. When in reality, you are 300,000 in debt when you had assets prior to meeting this man. So at least 300,000 more plus her assets.
Family and successful business owners, when in reality, this did nothing to keep them.
I know it's complicated. I'm just wondering, was she like sucked in? Did she really believe in him? Or was she like, I'm in too deep now, so I have to stick with this? Or I'm just wondering what's going through her mind at this point.
Them afloat. By now, they were nothing more than con artists and liars. To pivot and keep up the charade, Ronald decided that it would be smart for the family to move to a bigger city so he could con more people, which by...
Let me first say, no, let me let him talk, because this face looks like he's about to drag.
Ronald decided that it would be smart for the family to move to a bigger city so he could con more people, which, by the way, was one of the dumbest business decisions ever made. I mean, not only was Keianna's business based in their hometown, but it was the primary income for the family. But sadly...
So, the man who has put you 300,000 in debt, every business he's touched has failed, every endeavor in life he's ever had has failed, every relationship he's ever been in has failed. This man has not one success to his name besides getting with you and siphoning all of your money. You're about to take his business advice, his business advice is the salon, the business you started that supports our family. The family we can barely afford to support, by the way. The roof we can barely afford to keep over our heads because we're 300,000 in debt, and we have to liquidate all these assets and file for Chapter 7, I believe he said, bankruptcy. This man is telling you to leave your job, which is the only thing keeping you afloat throughout this entire relationship, and move to a big city so he can network more. We have no money. Let's move to an even bigger, more expensive city that's away from all your clientele, and you won't have your business anymore that supports our family. Move with what money? Are they in debt or are they not in debt? They're probably in debt, but still have assets and money that they can use to pay stuff. So again, I'm wondering what is going through her mind at this point. What is making you like, yes, this is a good idea? Is it like fear? Was there a fear of abuse in this relationship? Maybe is she again just too far deep into it and feels like she has to commit to this now? Is she in love? I don't know. I'm genuinely wondering.
Not so we could con more people. Up the charade. Ronald, by now, they were nothing more than con artists and liars. To pivot and keep up the charade, Ronald decided that it would be smart for the family to move to a bigger city so he could con more people. Which, by the way, was one of the dumbest business decisions ever made. I mean, not only was Keianna's business based in their hometown, but it was the primary income for the family. But sadly, Keianna agreed to this rather ridiculous proposal. And in the
Snappy, this is what it sounds like, actually. I know that we've discussed this before, but the idea that a man comes into your life and immediately is the head of your household, he is failed every business he's ever been in, every relationship he's ever been in. He appeared on divorce court in an embarrassing manner. You have everything going for you, and you're a successful business owner who's educated and wealthy. This man comes into your life and now, hey, babe, let's move. I know we're in debt and you're the only thing keeping us afloat, but I don't know. Maybe this is it. Maybe he's just the head of the household and that's what she was taught. So she fell in line, maybe. Not Risa Teese. Maybe I will go and read that story. I've seen bits of it, but it was like 42 videos and I couldn't keep up.
year 2021, the Burns family moved to Atlanta, Georgia. Although most families may have chosen to be more selective and humble with their moving costs, Ronald and Keianna were not prepared to do that. Instead, they rented out a luxurious 5-bedroom, 7-bathroom mansion in
This is giving JMMI. This is giving JMMI. You guys remember when we looked at the apostle from the other video who was allegedly scamming, and he had this really nice mansion that he called the worship center or something, but they don't go there to worship. And he had like a Benz, and he only buys Louis Vuitton, and he using other people money. I don't know. This is making me think of that. I know they're different situations, but the way this thing just popped up, and I was like, is that the worship center? So they were not modest when they left. With no money, they got this 5-bedroom mansion. Got it.
to do that. Instead, they rented out a luxurious 5-bedroom, 7-bathroom mansion in the wealthy suburb of Sandy Springs. Not that they would make it evident they were renting. Instead, they would even tell their followers that they had bought the house outright with the money they had made through their business.
Maybe it's about clout and keeping an image online, because Hush Puppy, when we looked at him earlier, I think some people, I do think, are addicted to flaunting a luxurious lifestyle and being perceived as cool and luxurious, right? Being perceived as wealthy, rich, millionaire. Some people are addicted to that lifestyle. Hush Puppy was addicted to it to the point where he got caught, and I think he's in prison now or on the run. I can't remember. like to their own detriment. Like I heard about this lady who, I forgot how she made this money, but she made millions doing something. Was she getting paid? Is this the woman who was getting the paycheck from her old company and they didn't realize they never took her off payroll? So she just kept collecting that check and got millions over the years. And then something happened. I forgot what happened. But I think she did something, like got greedy in some way, and they found out what was happening. I don't think that's the same story, but I'm recalling a story where somebody did this crime. They got away with like millions of dollars, but they got greedy and did the crime again. And then they got caught the second time. Like they made tens of millions of dollars. They didn't leave no DNA evidence. The police couldn't find them. The FBI didn't know what was going on. They got away scot-free with millions of dollars. I think it was a bank robbery and then a second bank robbery in a city 30 minutes away. And they were like, let's do the exact same thing again. But this time we'll steal 100 million. And it's like just people addicted to being extremely rich, or at least pretending to be rich. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Businesses. Once again, the Burns family appeared on top
Sorry for pausing with him on the screen for so long. Jump scare warning and all that.
of the world, and now the cars, the clothing, and the fake smiles had a mansion to go with it. Despite Ronald's best efforts to keep his business afloat in the big city, the appetite simply wasn't there. I mean, to be quite blunt with you, six-figure ambition and legacy financial solutions were bullshit businesses to begin with, and a move to a bigger city was never going to change that.
So y'all moved to Atlanta, the king city of pyramid schemes, and y'all thought y'all was about to, hey brother, I got this six-figure idea, brother, if you just invest in me. No, brother, I got this six-figure idea. If you just invest in me. You moved to Atlanta anyway. Sorry. Like, what is going through his mind? Let's talk about that. We've been talking about what was going through her mind. What is going through his mind? Maybe nothing, because he's been doing this all his life. Like, is it like gambling and you're like, the next one, maybe that's it. Maybe it's a feeling like gambling. The next one is going to be it. Oh, dang, I was so close. The next one is going to be it. The next one is going to be it. I don't know. What is it that makes people keep hitting that slot machine? Ooh, it was 2 7s in a row. I almost had 3 7. Let me go and cash out some more money because I was just about to win. What is the next one for sure?
But finances were no longer the only thing troubling the family. Keianna was finding it very hard to adjust to her new environment. Her entire social circle and business were back in St. Louis, and so she felt completely isolated from her friends and her family. And
not felt completely isolated. This man completely isolated her, not felt anything. She was completely isolated. Move away from your business, move away from your family and friends to this new city with me so I can try and scam people. Anyway.
Behind closed doors, the couple's relationship continued to fall apart. It seemed like the fake lives they were living on the outside were finally catching up with them, and that is when some really tough allegations surfaced between the pair. Apparently, Ronald had once again begun to cheat on his wife. Things
You know what's interesting? Someone told me that broke men are better to date. They said this about broke men and they said this about ugly men, and they definitely said it about broke, ugly men. You should date them because if you go and get with a handsome man or a rich man, he has all the options in the world, so he's going to cheat. But when you date a broke guy, they can't afford. Let me pull up this thing because I just read this. It was on Reddit. Reddit is just filled with degeneracy all day. What I learned today. Just degeneracy all day. Let's open this in a new tab. Let me put this on screen because somebody just said this today. I don't know where people are getting this idea from. No idea, but people really believe this. I'll put it on screen now. Okay. So this woman asked a question in dating advice subreddit, and she said, if I want a relationship, should I stop having sex with my dates from the beginning. She talks about the fact that she's been with multiple guys and she feels like they're pressuring her into having sex in the beginning, and she accepts because she also enjoys sex. Plus, if she really likes a guy, right, then she has no problem with it, but they quickly lose interest in her after. Interestingly enough, one of the comments I saw in this was, the first guy said, so don't select guys hotter than yourself, as they will always abuse the power imbalance when they wait for a wife to come along. And that's interesting. Again, I always hear this in some form. Don't date attractive men. Don't date rich men. Don't date tall men. Don't date don't date men who are doing well because they're going to cheat. Date broke men instead. Date down. And this woman replied and said, hate to tell you, it's men of all sorts of attractiveness or non-attractiveness. It's not that women are choosing men, quote, too hot for them. That's ridiculous. And then she made an edit because of the reply she got. And she said, stop listening to podcasts. Most of us at some point have tried to date men we weren't attracted to, and they are all the same in the end. Women have all the choices, bro, attractive men or not. Let's see. What did he say? Someone responded to him and said, less attractive men can't afford to just dip after first time having sex. I disagree. Oh, this person said, I disagree. I was in a situationship with a guy. Everyone questioned my preferences or thought I was blind since he wasn't attractive at all, but I didn't care. Not to sound cocky, but I am an attractive woman. Dude was seeing me and another girl and ended up making it official with her and never even bothered to tell me. He actually would hide his story so I wouldn't find out. So yeah, they definitely can afford to have sex and dip eventually. I personally believe broke men are more likely to cheat. I don't have evidence to support that currently. I don't know if rich, broke, or middle class men cheat more or less. I don't know, but I feel like men who are undesirable will cheat more because they are less likely to be in a relationship at all. So I feel like they're going to desire more personally. This is like petty theory. Please take this with a grain of salt, because I'm not a theorizer. I don't have the credentials to do such things. But yeah, that's what I believe. I believe men who don't usually have options, if you give them an option, they'll probably cheat. If a man has options and he specifically chooses to be with you, I feel like he would probably be less likely to cheat. Hopefully that makes sense, because women have a lot of options. Men talk about this all the time. Women can get any man they want, but we have to get what we can take. And women are out here cheating in the way that men are, and they're not out here having like a bunch of flings and F buddies and friends with benefits like men are. So I just feel like people who have more choices are more likely to be loyal to one person generally, as opposed to people who don't have any choice. Because if you look, let's get into it. If you're an attractive person and somebody hits you up while you're in a relationship, you are an attractive person. You've probably already had sex with all the people you want to, or have all the choices you want to. Like, it's not new to you. But if you are an ugly man and you somehow find yourself in a relationship, and for some reason, I guess women find men who are in relationships more attractive, because my friend talking about, she saw a man with his kids in the park and that was so attractive. Didn't one of y'all come on my last stream and y'all was like, there was some dude and he was walking in the park and he just looked like a dad. His kid was riding on his shoulders and that was so attractive. Y'all came in here and talked about some stuff that I don't understand because y'all are 35 plus. I'm just going to assume there's a difference in mindset when you hit that age. So I'm waiting to see what y'all are talking about when I get there. So for some of these ugly men get in a relationship against all odds, and then some woman hits him up because they believe that he's cool because he's in a relationship now, even though he's ugly. This man has never had any woman give him attention in his life, and you think he's about to be faithful to you when another woman is giving him some attention, and he could have two women ever instead of just one? I don't believe it. Again, I don't have evidence for that. Let's get back into it.
Surfaced living on the outside were finally catching up with them, and that is when some really tough allegations surfaced between the pair. Apparently, Ronald had once again begun to cheat on his wife.
Things were...
Oh, that's why I brought this up, by the way. He cheated on her, and this woman is literally financing this man's entire lifestyle. The only reason he's allowed to fail so much in his life is because she is financing it. And he cheated. That's crazy.
Already beginning to get extremely tough for Keianna. For a while, it seemed as if Ronald didn't really care about her anymore, but only cared about her money. And now she was
Is that what it seemed like now? He doesn't care about her anymore. Now he cares about her money. When did he care about her? Because if you guys remember, what was it like 15 minutes ago in this video, they started the relationship, and this man's talk about, you have the money and I have the brains, and we're gonna be able to get this thing on up out of here. That don't sound like I like you for you. That sounds like you have some money I can take advantage of and try my scams. You can finance my scammy life. That don't sound like he fell in love and now he fell out of love and cheated. Nope, he wasn't in love.
Also faced with infidelity. In a now deleted video, only cared tough for Keianna. For a while, it seemed as if Ronald didn't really care about her anymore, but only cared about her money. And now she was also faced with infidelity. In a now deleted video that was posted online, Ronald spoke about his relationship and complained of the hardships in his marriage, both of which ultimately led to a near divorce.
I disagree, DeAndrea. A lot of ugly men do be in relationships. As a matter of fact, I would wager this is normal. I think it is very normal to see an unattractive man with an attractive woman, interestingly enough. Now that I think about it, you don't generally see relationships where, I don't know if you guys see this. This is just my anecdote, but I don't generally see relationships where people are what I feel like is equal attractiveness. It generally feels like an attractive woman in a average or mediocre or ugly man. Rarely an attractive man and attractive woman. And sometimes, extremely rarely, I would say, an attractive man and an unattractive woman. So.
With infidelity. In a now deleted video that was posted online, Ronald spoke about his relationship and complained of the hardships in his marriage, both of which ultimately led to a near divorce. Now, this sudden negativity was quite the surprise for many of his followers. However, it did offer a glimpse of the man that Ronald really was.
I guess about 7 months ago, something like that, 7 months ago, when my wife and myself, we decided we was going to get a divorce. We didn't want to be with each other no more. We were just done with each other. We done with each other. We both came to the conclusion, but let's not impact everybody like this around us, because we just decided we don't want to be together no more. Let's not.
I want y'all to listen to this carefully, because this is how he continued to scam her after both of them agreed for a divorce. Let's listen to what he's saying and really understand it.
Each other. We both we didn't want to be with each other no more. We were just done with each other. We done with each other. We both came to the conclusion, but let's not impact everybody like this around us, because we just decided we don't want to be together no more. Let's not do that. So I said, let's have a conversation. And we took out a piece of paper, we drew a line down the middle of it, and we talked about how the business was going to go, how we was going to divide the business. And she go her way and I go my way, but we didn't want to compromise and jeopardize everybody else's future because we were stripping. That's not.
I 100% guarantee, I have no proof of this, but in my mind, it is true. This man went to her while they're about to get a divorce, and he's like, all right, baby, let's see how we're going to split it up. I believe I should get the salon. You can get all my businesses that failed, or like, we just got to do this. So there's no reason to impact everybody else, baby. We got to make sure we split it down evenly. And I feel like this man was just trying to get her to stay so he could get some more of her money in the divorce. Because what do you mean we gotta figure out how we're gonna split the businesses? You keep all of your businesses that failed, and she can keep her salon, which is the only thing that was keeping y'all afloat. Crystal, you don't find him attractive? Recession said he's not ugly, he's just big-faced. Flavor. All right.
Destroy our businesses. Let's not tear each other's name down. Let's not do none of that.
Let's not destroy our. Hold up. What did he say?
Jeopardize everybody else's future because we were stripping. Let's not destroy our businesses. Let's
destroy our businesses. Well, that's going to be hard to do with you attached to it, sir. There was no business that was destroyed until he had his name on it. Even her salon held, while this man was failing everything in life that she was pouring money into, since he had none, since he's the brains. She's the provider and protector. He's just the decision maker, apparently. No, why did I? Because there was this TikTok and this lady said she don't date no more because it's hard out here. She heard this woman, when she gets her check, puts the whole check in her boyfriend's name in his bank account, and he pays her a allowance out of that per month. She said she stopped dating because she can't compete in this dating market. So you're telling me this woman, now that I think about it, the woman that we're watching is financing this man's lifestyle, and he make all the decision? Because what do you mean you put your whole check in his bank account and he gives you an allowance? Baby, don't spend so much on your nails. I'm not going to give you a lot of money this month because you spend it all on your nails. Like, what do you mean, sir? This is my money. We need to figure out how we're going to divide up the assets. What did you bring to this marriage, sir? Maybe people should get prenups. That won't protect you for income that you earn together, I don't think. But you can at least keep stuff that happened prior, which I think would be good, because she had nothing but assets and finances and wealth before she met him, and now they start accruing debt. So if she had a prenup, she would get to keep all of that wealth she accrued, but they would have to split the debt that they accrued through marriage. Maybe that's not such a bad idea. I don't know if that's how a prenup works, by the way. Don't take my advice financially or legally, please.
Let's not tear each other's name down. Let's not do none of that, because there's kids, there's family members, there's moms and everything that we plan on retiring one day. And just because we decided we don't like each other no more, we're going to forfeit all that. We're going to mess up that for everybody.
All this we have moms and grandmas. We're going to retire. With whose money? Because when you say let's not jeopardize that, it sounds like she would be okay without you attached to her life. If she divorced you, went back to her hometown and refocused on her salon and her clientele that she already had there, surrounded by her family and friends who would be there to support her, she could probably recover from this. This could have been an ugly stain on her history, but she probably could have recovered. But this man, I believe, is talking in her ear. Nah, baby, we got family. We gonna retire. She could have retired family. She could have retired friends. She could have done all of this stuff without you. So it feels like during the divorce conversation, you were specifically trying to cover yourself. I'm not usually against this, by the way, because I do believe some people get married and pour their all into their partner and then get divorced and get nothing. And there should be an avenue for these people to get something if they've poured into their partner's businesses for the duration of the marriage. But it doesn't sound like this man poured into her business. It sounds like he took all of her money and sucked the life and money out of her in her business. Everything this man touched failed. So I don't understand why they're having a conversation about splitting anything during a divorce, unless it's the debt, because he does need to take half of the debt that they accrued, and probably all of it during their marriage. I don't know why he's talking about let's see how we're gonna split the businesses and anyway. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Let's continue.
No, we got to figure out a way how we can work together, be divorced, go our separate ways. Know at some point we're going to get remarried to somebody else, but sustain what we promised the people that's dependent on us.
This video was actually quite telling. On the surface, it appeared that he had a complex understanding of his faith, marriage, and his business. But listening closely to the context of his message, it became clear that he had no idea what he was talking about.
And this man is going to continue to drag him. This is literally the first coffee video I ever watched. This man is an excellent dragger.
Now, out of love and out of money, the two were entirely disillusioned with one another. And now that they both felt alone, the pressure of their fake facades was beginning to mount up. Now, whether she wanted to admit it or not, but Keianna needed to get out of that marriage. And although it's not clear when exactly it happened, she began her own affair shortly after moving to Atlanta. What's ironic here is that Ronald, who was already cheating on his wife, found this too much to handle. And shortly after finding out, he filed for divorce. In fact,
interesting.
these court documents dated October the 19th, 2021, show that Ronnell filed for divorce, citing her infidelity as a reason for the split. And in the meanwhile, most of their friends and family were completely unaware of this happening. Maybe
Interesting. So he was cheating during the marriage, and he was engaging in infidelity once she did it after all of their businesses failed and he sucked all of her money away, and they're discussing how they're going to divorce. She technically cheated because you're still married, even though it don't sound like they were what is it called? Married but separated. But I don't think they were separated. They were probably in the same house, but I'm not sure. But he couldn't handle it. After you are cheating throughout the relationship on this woman who's providing for you, now you can't handle the lick back. That's interesting. That is interesting. Or maybe he's trying to use this to file for a divorce so he can get money from her. Your Honor, she cheated on me and lied to me, and I don't know. I need alimony. I don't know what he's going to do.
Ronnell preferred to keep things quiet. Maybe it's because he knew that if he was loud about it, he wouldn't look very good. But either way, Keianna was a different story, and looking at her social media, it was clear that something was amiss. To begin with, she stopped mentioning Ronnell and her marriage on Facebook, and then shortly after September, she would only post selfies to gain attention. She would even post videos of her at the club, where, no surprise, her husband was nowhere in sight. However, perhaps the most noticeable change happened on October the 20th, 10 days after Ronnell filed for divorce. Within this video, and in a rare slip from her always positive content, Keianna went live on Facebook to talk about something much more serious. The bright smile that she often expressed was now replaced with an exhausted, concerned woman.
Oh, that makes me sad.
It became obvious that she was not in a good place, leading some to worry about her.
I'm asking you one thing, because I really need it right now. I need prayer. I need prayer. I need strength. I need love. I do. Stay encouraged. I'm going to go in my home, go in my little prayer room. I'm going to talk to God. Y'all pray for me. And I promise I'm going to keep praying for everybody else that need encouragement. I love you all. Talk to you soon.
Her sudden outburst never improved over the following days. Just 3 days later, on October the 23rd, she posted, "God knows I would do anything to wake up from this nightmare. Hashtag God I need strength." Sometimes people...
So it sounds like she's realizing the gravity at this point. I moved my entire life away from everyone and everything I know to be here with a scammer. I have lost everything. This is when it sounds like, to me, she woke up.
People put up walls not to keep others out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. God over everything. Keianna was clearly on the verge of breaking down. There were too many things pressuring her in her life, and now she needed to escape from the hell that she was so clearly experiencing daily. Not only were her family and her business multiple states away, but her financial kingdom had crumbled, and her husband no longer loved her. Keianna thoroughly believed that there was no way out of this nightmare, and tragically, this would end in the worst way imaginable. On November...
This is also a red flag, by the way, when someone feels very tunnel vision, like there's no way out. These are signs that someone may be about to unalive you or themselves. There's no other way out. When people start saying or thinking things like this, that feels like a very, very much correlated thing with depression or suicidal ideation or unaliving other people, specifically people they're related to. I think it's usually domestic.
November the 6th, 2021, and in Atlanta's suburb of Sandy Springs, a calm evening stillness was ripped apart when a commotion was heard from the Burns residence. Neighbors could hear shouting coming from the property, and that is when they heard multiple gunshots. According to Sergeant Salvador Ortega, authorities responded to a domestic violence call from one of the Burns family's daughters. And shortly after that call, a second one came in from Keianna herself. Keianna confessed that she had just shot her husband and asked police for assistance as soon as possible. However, by the time they got there, she had shot herself too. Although
Although she was still breathing when the first officers arrived and life-saving measures were attempted, it sadly was all too late. Neither Keianna or Ronnell survived through that night. While the details of what really happened within that house are still quite a mystery, it is clear that Keianna and Ronnell were arguing when she then pulled a gun. What happened next left everyone in complete disbelief.
Well, let it continue since it's almost at the end.
The ending to this story is absolutely tragic. An overconfident, promiscuous conman had taken everything he could from his wife, who was too proud and angry to let him go. The result was the death of the both of them. Their paper-thin reputation was shredded in an instant, and all of a sudden, everyone online...
Okay, I think he's just giving a recap. Do you guys want the recap, or are we good? I'm about to drop the link, by the way. I know Chocolate Beauty wanted to come up. I wasn't sure if anyone else wanted to come up, but if you do want to comment on anything or add your thoughts, that is what I'm here for. You are free to share your opinion, good or bad. Your opinions are welcome here. I'll let him continue.
Line could see them for exactly who they were. In a way, Ron and Keianna never really lost that facade. Right up until the moment they died, they were able to hide their secrets and lies from everyone. But was it really worth it? Well, the answer is absolutely not. And now, 8 children will grow up without a mother or a father.
Oh yeah, they have 8 children. I completely forgot because they were barely mentioned in this at all. But they have 8 children while all this is going on.
Thankfully, none of them were at home at the time of this terrible tragedy, and all 8 children are still living with their own families for the time being. To wrap things up here, the lives of Keianna and Ronnell were nothing but a never-ending series of highly orchestrated deceptions. The saying, fake it till you make it, may work for some, but only for a short while, and eventually it will catch up to you. And for these 2 massive egos, they would slowly eat each other apart. Before you go though, I'd like to know what you think about this one, because yeah, I know it.
All right, that was Coffee House Crime. This is a very big YouTube channel. Wow, I didn't know that. But that was Coffee House Crime. His video, How to Fake Influencers Slowly Turn to Murder. I'll put the link again in the description if you guys would like to review it without my commentary. So that's a pretty sad ending. I haven't had true crime YouTube on my feed for a while. So this popped up and it was, I forgot how dark true crime gets. So I don't condone what she did in the end, by the way. I do think you should definitely always leave relationships like this instead of turning to violence. But I also have sympathy for this woman because it sounds like she poured everything into this man and he took advantage of it and completely sucked her dry of any money. Like just sucked the life out of her, just siphoned everything and gave nothing. And that sounds extremely draining. And while I don't condone her actions, I understand why things got where they got. I completely understand that. I feel like there were multiple red flags throughout their relationship, specifically from him. Notice the only red flag I said about her was, number one, she got with this man who was, that's not a red flag to me. That's just, silly's not the word. That's a little dumb. I think that's a little dumb to date someone who is cheating on their partner with you. Outside of that, her only red flag was literally at the very end when she said, I feel like there's no way out. And even that I would consider, like, if someone's saying that, I feel like you should, it depends on the context, because if someone's saying that and they're blocking me inside my room, I don't feel like now's the time to talk. But if someone's saying this like over the phone, I do feel like you can offer support or at least direct them to the Unalive hotline, right? So even this red flag, I feel like is conditional. I'm just saying I understand why she got where she got. And throughout this relationship, it doesn't feel like she did any negative thing to this man outside the very end. It just feels like this man drug her through the mud for their entire relationship. And then she ended things how she ended them. even when she was trying to, well, they didn't say she was trying to get a divorce. I think he filed because she cheated and he couldn't take it, even though he cheated first. Even when they were getting a divorce, it feels like he was resistant. And while she was open to talk about it on her profile, he was still trying to hide things and trying to present this aura of lavish lifestyle and not let it seep through what his actual life is like, which is what he's done all his life, by the way. Based on this video, right? I don't know this man personally, but it seems like all his life he's trying to present this: I'm an amazing entrepreneur, I'm rich, I'm successful, and really he's a scammer with no money. And he was trying to do that during their divorce, I believe, as well as, again, still trying to take some of her money during the divorce. When he's talking about, what did he say? Look, babe, we need to figure out how we're going to split these business and make sure we're going to be able to put our parents in the retirement homes like we always said, and provide for our families, and make sure we're going to have our savings. And it feels like he was trying to cover himself specifically, because had she not been attached to him, and maybe even if she divorced him and went back to her own business, it feels like she would be able to do all of this on her own without him. So it very much specifically feels like to me he was trying to protect his own arse. Be sure to leave a like on the video, by the way. I only see 19 likes and there are 118 people in here. It does help out the algorithm and I would appreciate it. Or a dislike if you don't like it. Chocolate Beauty, who was supposed to come up and tell me about Primerica and why it is not a scam. Leave a dislike if you so feel inclined. It's fine. I can take negative criticism. Oh, let me refresh the page because you say you see 77. Okay, I see 84. I was like, y'all are not feeling this one. Okay, never again. Well, I don't care. We would have done it again. Also, if you guys don't remember, Malayya was the winner of the karaoke challenge on IDGAB, and she's actually competing in a separate karaoke challenge called Karaoke Knockout. I'll put the link in the chat. It's also in the description of this video. She would like you guys to vote for her. If she wins, she will go to Los Angeles and do karaoke with the stars, and she'll compete for $10,000. And if she does win this is the semifinals, by the way. If she does win this, I will, I don't know if I can stream it, but she's gonna go to Hollywood and compete on a show. So I would like to see that. So maybe we could watch it in the Discord, maybe. I don't know if we could watch it on YouTube, but she would like votes. Votes are free. She's currently in 5th place. We have 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45, 44. That many seconds. That's how long we have to vote. 1 hour and 27 minutes. So hopefully she gets to go to Los Angeles. That's what she wanted for winning the competition on IDGAB. Votes are free, by the way. You get 1 free vote a day, but you can also donate money if you feel so inclined for more votes, since you only get 1 free one a day. If you are donating money, let me know. Let me find out y'all voted already. Karaoke, I think it was a month, maybe a month and a half ago on Themis's channel. Yes, you can buy votes. You can buy votes. That is crazy to me, but you can buy votes. And if you are buying votes, let me know and I will be matching anyone who's purchasing votes. Just send your receipt to either my email, Instagram, or on Discord if you're in the Discord, and I will be matching whatever you guys donate. So let's see if we can get her to LA, into Hollywood. I didn't like this either, but I promised a prize, so I stood by my commitment. I've actually been voting every day since I found out about it, since you get 1 free vote a day, but today's the last day. So, and that should be in the description if you guys feel so inclined. Okay, so no one clicked the link. I thought Chocolate Beauty, are you still in the chat? Here, let me do the thing and we can have an after show. So I'll keep it up here. So I'm refreshing to see if it goes up. I'm like, uh-oh, we only have an hour. Let's go to these rich people laughing again real quick. I do think that was very important. When you're rich, something like this is an inconvenience. But when you're poor, you already had a bad... These people have not had a bad day. They're rich and wealthy. A bad day for them is like, oh no, I don't know, made $50,000 less today than I did yesterday. So when something like this happens, oh, it's cute, the cat got the ball. I went golfing with my grandpa once. My grandpa is not rich. I think what hit the ball? It was like a squirrel or something hit the ball while he was on the green about to get what looked like. It's not a hole in one. I don't know what it's called when you actually putt into the thing. I don't know what it's called, but he was about to go into the hole, but a squirrel came and knocked his ball off course. He did not laugh like this. He did not laugh at all. He did not find it very funny after getting off of his 12-hour shift and trying to relax that a squirrel came up and effed his ish up. He did not appreciate that. That is something that rich people specifically laugh at. Like I can't even imitate it. It's like a whole, you have to be very, very comfortable in life. Okay. Welcome, Faith. It's your first time catching a live. Awesome. Well, we're about to end it because we are waiting on Chocolate Beauty to come up. And unfortunately, I don't think she's in the chat anymore. But she was saying that we were talking about the type of, this man who we watched on the thing is actually, apparently he worked for Primerica for a time. And when Coffee was describing Primerica, right? I don't know what Primerica is. I'm not familiar with it, but he said it is an insurance company that takes advantage of low income people, right? And I described it as a upside down triangle scheme, right side up triangle scheme, where someone's at the top and they make money by recruiting you and some other people. You make money by recruiting 5 people. The people you recruit make money by recruiting 5 people, you know, and it kind of creates this right side up triangle where one person's at the top getting a lot of money and the other people are getting money from the people on the bottom who get money from the people on the bottom of them. Yes, an MLM, a multi-level marketing scheme. That's what I described it as because that's what it seemed like. A company where the way you make money is to recruit 5 people and the way they make money is to recruit. This just sounds like this ain't an actual business and y'all are just trying to get some money from some suckers and they become suckered. So now they got to get money from some suckers. No one who has money is begging you to join their thing. I promise. Jeff Bezos ain't begging nobody to, bro, you got to invest in Amazon. Oh my God, if you just invest in it, I promise just $50, you can flip it into 5,000. Jeff Bezos is not out here antic and anxious in your DMs trying to sell you this. I don't know what it is that makes these people so hyper. Well, I do. They lost their money and now they got to get somebody to lose their money so they can make their money back. And then once they make their money back, well, now you got to get somebody. It's out of their hands. They don't care. Jeff Bezos don't have to make his money back. That's why Jeff Bezos and Amazon workers aren't in your DMs talking about, oh my God, bro, you got to come join Amazon. You can 10 times your investment. It's going to be so crazy. You don't have to do that if you're like actually a good company. People will just invest in you. You don't have to beg them to. If you have to beg people to come and do Forex or 10 times their money. What was the one that was going around? Oh, give me your bank account info. See, what I can do is you send me $1,000, and what happens is I have access to the bank, right? And I can go in and I can move the zero over a decimal and turn your 1,000 into 10,000. Have y'all ever heard of this? Because my sister asked me for some money, and when I asked her like weeks later, what did you use the money for? Oh, I gave it to this girl. She gonna flip it. And I'm like, that sounds weird. Then the next week I was like, how's that money thing going? I'm still waiting for her. She not responding to my messages. That's weird. How is it going now? She blocked me. I had to make a second account so I can find her. So you just got your money took. So this person moving decimals over in the bank, but they're not rich, and they're begging impoverished people in the DMs to make them. What rich person you know is coming to impoverished neighborhoods and saying, I have this great idea to give you guys because I really want to make your life better and I really want to make you guys some money? What rich person is coming to some neighborhoods and saying that? So in response to me saying that stuff, Chocolate Beauty said, Primerica, you make your money by getting your state license as an agent and go to work. Primerica, you have to put in the hours. The top is there to train and develop you. Can't be lazy with business. And I said, that sounds like what the people in my DMs who I feel like are running pyramid schemes would say. And Chocolate said she would come up to explain it to me better, because to be fair, I don't know everything. I don't know what Primerica is. I don't know what the business structure is or how they make money. But Chocolate Beauty said she makes 2 sales and she can pay her rent. Just like that. And that's, again, it just sounds like what people in my DMs say. And I always felt like these people were scammers, but maybe they were actually trying to make me some money legitimately. And I gave up, and I just gave up millions that I could have made. Because they be in my DMs saying, bro, you can literally, all I got to do is make 1 sale. My rent's paid for the month, bro. Why are you not rich? Why are you still in this neighborhood with me then? And not in your mansion? Where's your nice car? Some of them send nice cars. Look at this car that I got because I work with Primerica and I only have to make 1 sale a month and I get all my money and my rent paid. Look at this nice mansion. And then I do a reverse image search. And why did you get the first Dodge Charger that you saw on Google Images and sent it to me to make it seem like you was making some money? So when someone is telling me, I'm looking for this comment, by the way, from Chocolate. I don't like to talk about people when they're not here, so I'm not going to comment on it further after I find that comment, because I would have preferred for Chocolate to come up and, like, I don't want to be sitting here and saying this is a scam, this seems like a scam, and she's not able to defend herself. That feels unfair. So I'm going to refrain from that. I'm just going to find that one comment that she said, because I think she tried to explain it a little better. Yes, I'm scrolling so far because y'all was twerking so much in these comments tonight. You'll make that one. Okay, so you have to pay. It sounds like you do have to pay to join, but you make your payment back by selling 1 policy. Financial industry pays well. When I need my mortgage paid, I go write 2 policies and bam, money there the next day. Now, that does not address the claims that these people, this company specifically, is taking advantage of not well-off people. Like, there are, what is it called? Loan sharks, for example. You could work for a loan shark and you could be making good money, but the morality of what you're doing or what business you work for might be called into question. So maybe she is making money and it's just the business is immoral, as the man said in the video, but it's not a scam. That's the thing. It's not a job. It's a business. The 124 was for your state license. Let me tell you, babe, with a state license, you can go anywhere and make money. So now I got to Google, what is a state license? A state license is a government issued document that provides proof that your new business is legally allowed to operate in a specific state. It makes sense for why Primerica would get a state license so that they can operate in these states. But why would you be getting a state license if you work for a business and you're not starting a new business? Or is Primerica about starting new businesses? Like, I have questions, and I would have preferred that Chocolate was here to answer, but I don't think she is. So I'm going to refrain. Oh, here was the comment from Tamara. I went to a Primerica meeting with my friend because she was a recruiter for them for a short period of time. They wanted me to pay. Is Tamara in the chat? I want to know a little bit more about this. They wanted me to pay $124 to get started, but never explain the job. Because Chocolate said you paid the money, then you sell a policy and get it back. What is the policy, and why do you need the license? And I have questions. I have questions, and ain't nobody clicking that link to answer. Interesting. I think I found the last bit of comments about it. Let me come back to the present to see what y'all are saying. They ask you to put in your card. I think you can verify with Facebook too. It's not a payment, it's an investment. I'm not about to do this with y'all. Nah, bro, you're not paying me the $100. I'ma flip it. You investing. You gonna 10 times your payment. Welcome, Penelope. You were saying you worked in Primerica in the chat, and you were gonna let us know a little bit about that.
Sorry, I missed that because it was in my headphones. Say that again.
You said you worked for Primerica or worked with them, and you was gonna let us know a little bit about that.
Oh, I was just saying I think it's a good business. Oops.
Sorry. Murder, I think there's an echo.
Oh no, there you go. I think it's a good business model, and I think that when dating, I'm gonna start implementing it, and letting people know that for just one payment. I'm sorry. One payment of $125 that I will be able to invest in these men in the future, and that I will be able to uplift and I'm sorry. My allergies are yeah, that's my new dating strategy, I think, because if they make a small investment into themselves, we can build together, build their resume, build their business, get their coin up, and hustle.
I actually wonder, I know you're joking, hopefully, but I actually wonder what it would be like if women went on dates and they were like, I know I don't have a lot of money, but if you just invest in me, because I do feel like men do this. I feel like this man that we looked at today specifically did this.
Right.
I know I don't have a lot, but if you just invest in me and you let me flip the money, like would men actually do what they're asking other people to do?
See, I think we have to start selling them on the idea of potential in women. I think the potential of women is very undervalued because all my life I've learned to see potential in a man. But does he see potential in me? Because and is that because I don't see the potential in myself? So if I start presenting it from the jump as, an investment into me as an investment into us, I think we can start to train you know, these new employees.
You're considered a contractor while working for Primerica. Your life insurance license is held captive for 2 years. You make no money selling life insurance. The money isn't recruiting. Look, Primerica is taking an L in these comments and ain't nobody defending them. What are you recruiting in? Getting more people to sell life insurance, but apparently they don't sell. So what are they? Policies, life insurance policies. Are the policies good? That's what I want. If you're selling Primerica policies, also, I want to know, do you have one for yourself? Like, is the policy good and you use it, or do you just sell it to people? Why don't you use these policies that you say are amazing that you're trying to sell me? Anywho, yeah, I do think more men should see potential in women. Like, you shouldn't go and seek a housewife. You should go and find a girl in the club, preferably one that is stripping, and you should like see the potential. Like, she's not a housewife right now, but if you just invest in her, I think 20 is the minimum. Maybe it went up to 30 lately, but if you just invest in her, like, the potential will actualize. So I believe you, Penelope. Murder Magic Tricks. You said you worked in Primerica in the comments.
I didn't say I worked there. I said someone was about to get me to work there.
Who's calling?
It's just a lift. Like, literally, I just got home and laid down. It goes off. It does that every time. Whenever you go home and lay down, that's when you get a ride. It's like the most ridiculous thing ever. But what I was saying was, literally, this girl I went to work with, she like posted on Facebook. She was like, if anybody wants to get paid every day, come, DM me. I DM'd her and asked her like 5 times what the name of the company was. And she like just didn't tell me. She would answer all my other questions, but not that one. And so I was just like, well, maybe she's just like not seeing it, because I am asking a lot of questions. So then we have a Zoom interview and they're showing me a PowerPoint. And in the PowerPoint, there's no like logo for a company or anything. And then I ask again, like, what's the name of this company? And they're just like, it's a family business. It's our family business. And I was just like, okay. And then they asked me for $125. And I was like, okay. And they were like, can you pay that today? Because we can get you started today. And I was like, call me in 2 days. And I just like never responded to any of their calls. I feel so bad, but like now after hearing this, I'm glad I like decided to dodge that bullet, because I think that's weird. I think they were trying to get me to do that.
Lord, they talking about there's some feedback. They talk about vacuums, knives for Vector. I've seen 2 comments on Vector knives. Cutco. What it was when I was growing up was Forex, which isn't necessarily a scam, but they were like, you got to pay the $120 to get into this group where they're going to give you the tools. And I feel like the $120 is just like a scam. And then you get got and they tell you got to sell to 5 people. And that's how you make your 120 back. And then they got to sell to 5. I don't know. But anywho, yeah, I'm glad you didn't give them the $124. I'm not seeing anybody defend Primerica besides the person who worked there. The person who paid the $120. This is true. Hold up. Let me pull up this message thread. This was from years ago. One of my best friends was working in an MLM and trying to recruit me. And I said, this sounds like a scam. Nah, boy, you think I would ever scam you? What are you talking about? You gonna make that money right back. All you gotta do is sell one policy. Anyway, let me see. Let me search scam and see if it pops up. Maybe it's in my actual messages. I want to read this so bad. I can't believe I forgot about this until today. Please show me the scam. What do I need to search? Forex? Let me see if I search Forex, what pops up. I'm gonna see if I can screenshot this and put it on the screen. Nope. Okay, it's fine. I can't find it. But I swear I was being sold Forex so hard. Oh, it was phone I see we had a lot of phone conversations around that time. So unfortunately, I don't have a paper trail. Let me see. Like, why don't you get a job? Like, and do this on the side, maybe, if you're going to. Anyway, I can't find what I'm looking for. So my friend doesn't get to get drugged today. Like all insurance can be seen as a scam because you're paying for perhaps. Not necessarily, because if I go out and buy some car insurance from USAA and I get in a car wreck, they'll pay for it. But if I buy it from Primerica and I get in a car wreck, I might find in the fine print that this isn't actually car insurance. I'm just paying to say I have car insurance, but it doesn't actually. Like, I feel like there are definitely some scammy insurance companies, and it's not just like regular insurance where you are paying for it perhaps, but it's literally, it's not insurance at all. I think I see this mostly with health insurance, where people will think that they are covered for something and they bought some cheap insurance from online or somewhere, and they go to the doctor and it turns out they don't actually have health insurance. They have some weird stuff that somebody sold to them. Apparently scamming is easier than getting a regular job. Well, my friend should have been more charismatic. She should have left it to me. I could sell people some stuff. I don't know what I could sell to you, but I could sell it to you. You see this $100 bill? I'll give it to you for $20. $20 is all I'm asking for. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now that is fake. It cannot be used as legal tender. But no, it's fake. I thought I was going to unfold it and it was going to be not fake for some reason, but nope, it is fake. So no one is. I thought a long lost friend wanted to meet up and hang out and catch up. It was an MLM pitch. Ooh, I need to run my own scam company at this point. No, don't do that. No, I didn't pay the $124. The lady said they sold life insurance, but kept talking about McDonald's and becoming my own boss. I just don't believe anyone who's successful wants to help you that bad. And if someone successful wants to help you, this is not how they do it. They might invest in you. They might buy you stuff. Like, if y'all have wealthy friends, I feel like they don't help you by being like, bro, if you just invest in the Forex market, bro, you can 10 times your, they're going to be like, oh, I might be able to talk to my boss and be a reference for you at this company. They pay pretty well. Like, I don't feel like they're going to be in your inbox with this brand new thing they have that you're going to make so much money with. So much money. Oh my goodness. Bro, I can make my entire rent in one day. Well, why don't you? Why are you still struggling? If you could make your entire rent in one day, it's just not adding up to me, bro, because I don't even care about money like that. And then, no, this is the crazy part. So I said, I don't care. She tried to get me into Forex so hard. I told her, oh, I invest in regular stocks. Oh, but you can 10 times your money with Forex, bro. All you got to do is pay us for this class and we can teach you how to ride the wave. Because once you get on the bottom and it go up, you can literally 10 times your investment. All you got to do is it's like 120, bro. And you're going to make that right back in one trade. Oh, I'm okay. I'm like, okay with the amount that I get back from stocks. It's like, Because when we were just talking a second ago, and I was asking you, why don't you have like a nice car or a nice house or anything to indicate that this brand new revolutionary idea that will 10 times your money is working? Like, why don't you have anything to show for that? And she said, I just don't care about material stuff like that. So when we were talking minutes later, and I was like, oh, I'm okay with my like regular returns in the stock market that are pretty consistent every year. It's not like exciting, but it's a pretty consistent return. I'm okay without like the volatile Forex. And now all of a sudden, I'm stupid, and why I don't want to 10 times my money, I'm leaving money on the table. Like, weren't you just telling me 3 seconds ago you don't care about material and you don't care about 10 times? So why are you trying to get me into this so much? It just doesn't make sense to me. Anywho, do you guys have any final words? I'll give you 30 seconds each. Anyone can go. Penelope. Murder magic tricks.
No, just I'm late to the live, so I just wanted to hop on and hang out because nobody was hitting the link.
Oh.
Yeah. Good night.
Oh, thank you. I heard my laugh in her feedback and I didn't like it. I can never like my laugh again after hearing those rich people laugh. I'm about to watch that video, study it, and practice it so that when I laugh around some wealthy people, they think I'm one of them and they come talk to me. And then maybe I can run a facade like this man. I feel like, oh, you noticed my laugh? Yeah, I just got off the yacht with Diddy. I mean, can't say him anymore. Who can I use? Who's rich? Jay-Z. I think, is Jay-Z in it too? Russell. I just got off a yacht with Russell. I feel like Russell Wilson there's nothing that's going to come out with him. Hopefully. Laughing in Comic Sans. Got to work on that. I'm trying to laugh in Times New Roman. I need to be in the room with them. Oh yeah, I was just thinking of starting up this little YouTube thing. It's gonna make a good probably 6 billion. It's projected at the end of the year. I'm sure you gentlemen don't care about anything like that. Why would you want to invest $1 million in something that could 10 times your money? Oh, you're interested? Let me get out of my head. Let me leave this fantasy. I don't think Penelope is here. I think she got the ick at what I just did, so she chose to leave.
My bad. Oh no, my bad.
You have 30 seconds. What would you like to tell the people out there?
Get your initial investments, gals and guys, and maybe we'll make it to Cowboy Carter by summertime or whatever. Beyonce needs our money. Okay, bye.
Thank you. Thank you both for coming up and contributing, by the way. You must be the nanny for the kids. This is how I feel like these murder cases start. You find some rich guy and he's like, you must be the nanny. And you're like, what? And then he gives you like $700 and he's like, watch my kids for the night. And you're like, oh, okay, I'm the nanny. Then the real nanny comes and now you got to kill the nanny. Wait, I feel like there could have been some extra steps in between there, but I feel like if you're the type to walk into somebody's house when they're like, you're the nanny because you want some money, you probably gonna kill the real nanny when she get there. So thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you have not liked already. I'll drop Malayya's karaoke link in the comments one more time. 1 vote is free. If you are donating votes for money, let me know and I will match whatever you donate. Just send it to my Discord. The Discord is also open, by the way. Y'all dragged me in the Discord and said I wasn't active enough, so I got in there. I was in the voice chat. I was all in the general chat, just chopping it up with myself. Y'all told me to get in there and get active just so y'all could abandon me. So now we need some new people in the Discord because I didn't like that. I did not like that. I said, you know, this is a little difficult, but I'll do it. I'll do it. I will be all in the Discord day and night. As soon as I got in there, y'all left. I feel like it was a setup. Let's talk about it, actually. I feel like it was a setup. Anywho, for the 2 people who actually do converse with me in the Discord, thank you. Thank you very much. And for those of you who don't, but y'all told me to, I have an issue with that. I have an issue with that. And then what happened? I think we were in a voice chat one day. And while we were in the voice chat, one of y'all got upset because I wasn't talking. So I came off of mute and I started talking. And then you were like, oh, my bad, I got to go do my taxes. I feel like y'all are just... So it's okay, here, I'll contribute. Oh, bye. That feels weird. This feels like a setup. That's all I'm going to say. But the link's there if you guys want to join. And the karaoke link is... I think I put it in the chat, right? I'll put it one more again. Yeah, I think I just put the Discord. So it's there. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Have a good night. Leave a like if you haven't already. Oh, I almost forgot. We have to shame our non-subscribers. So let's go ahead to this video. Let's go and see who's watching right now and are they subscribed. So currently, there are 112 people watching. What I'm about to show you may be shocking. Only 78.2% of you are subscribed. 21% of you watching currently live in here are not subscribed. The link is there. Let's chat. Those 21% specifically. I do need some music for the shaming. The next shaming session, I'm going to have some music. So the shame session is now a regular thing. I just want to talk. Come outside. 21%. Unusual. And it's a consistent across the live stream. So it's the same people. Interesting. The whole 21% is me and I refuse because you don't. I understand I put Fresh Pug CEO up on the screen for like an extended period of time. And I did have the gentleman today on the screen for a very long time. And I didn't give a jump scare warning. And I do apologize for that. I understand now. Thank you for explaining. With that being said, have a good night, guys.